Hi, I'm Michael Wick, the Assistant Director at the Burlington Public Library. I'm here to talk to you about a couple of books that I've enjoyed about Bob Dylan, who recently won the Nobel Prize for Literature. The first book is The Old Weird America. It's written by Greil Marcus, and it focuses on a time period of Dylan's life when he was no longer in the limelight because he had just suffered his motorcycle accident in June of 1966. Holed up in a house called Big Pink with the band, they made an album that was released only about 10 years after they made it. And that album was bootlegged quite frequently, and it became one of the most popular Dylan albums, even though it hadn't been published. The Old Weird America focuses on that album through the lens of American history and American culture, because what Dylan was doing at the time was he was taking some of the oldest, strangest American songs from very old Appalachian and Mississippi blues and folk music, and creating some of the most strong work, some of the strongest work of his time. The Old Weird America is not only a book about music, but it's also about American history as well as culture. And it's probably one of the best books about rock and roll and criticism of rock and roll that I've ever read. The next book is written by Bob Dylan. It's Bob Dylan's Chronicles, Volume 1, aptly named, although he hasn't followed it up with the second volume. The Chronicles memoir that Dylan wrote was focusing on a time period that probably is not the most popular of his time periods. This is the period of New Morning and Oh Mercy, two albums that didn't receive a whole lot of critical acclaim, but in Bob Dylan's telling are very important albums in his life as they helped transform his persona, which Dylan, if anybody is a fan of Bob Dylan, they know he has many personas through his music. And I hope that Dylan's literature Nobel Prize will prompt him to write the second volume of Chronicles. So I hope you go out and enjoy The Old Weird America as well as Chronicles.